Have you ever really, truly looked at a honeybee? I mean, it's this tiny little creature, but it feels like it's holding on to some profound secrets, almost cosmic secrets. Well, today we're going to dive right into that. We're going to uncover the incredible, mind-blowing order hidden inside the world of the honeybee. So, first off, just to get some perspective here, a single honeybee weighs less than 1 gram. Think about that. It's almost nothing. And yet, what this tiny, almost weightless creature accomplishes is just staggering. And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. How on earth does something so small, so seemingly simple, contain so much wisdom, such perfect, intricate design? What can this little insect possibly teach us about the universe itself? Our fascination with bees isn't new. It goes back thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians, for example, saw the bee as a symbol of royalty and divine order. And you can see that order crystal clear when you look at the bee's home. It is an absolute masterpiece of engineering. So let's start with its most obvious, most famous feature, right? Why the hexagon? I mean, bees could use circles or squares or even triangles to build their honeycomb. So out of every shape in the playbook, why do they always, without fail, choose the 6-sided hexagon? Well, the answer is just so cool. It's hidden in the secret of perfect geometry. It's like the bees somehow solved a mathematical puzzle that has stumped humans for centuries. They figured out the absolute most efficient and stable shape for building anything. And this just lays it all out so perfectly. If you try to build with circles, you get all these gaps in between. It's a huge waste of space and material. Now, triangles and squares, they fit together nicely, sure, but they have major structural problems. The hexagon is the only shape, the only one that hits the jackpot. It gives you excellent efficiency, fantastic strength, and zero wasted space. It's perfect. So, just imagine for a second if bees used squares. All the weight from the honey would push down and concentrate on those 4 corners. That creates serious weak spots. The whole structure would be really unstable and could just collapse. The forces just aren't spread out properly. But here's the genius of the hexagon. Instead of creating pressure points, it magically turns that downward weight into tension, pulling the walls outward. And get this, the wax walls of a honeycomb are thinner than a piece of paper. But because the force is spread out as tension, those paper-thin walls can easily hold all that heady honey. It's the absolute perfect design for a delicate material like wax. And the secret sauce is this number right here, 120 degrees. That's the angle inside each corner of a perfect hexagon. And what that exact angle does is make sure that any force on one cell gets distributed perfectly and equally to all the cells around it. It creates this incredibly strong, unified web from the least amount of material possible. But wait, it gets even better. The bee's engineering genius doesn't stop at the walls. The bottom of each cell isn't even flat. Nope, it's made of 3 little diamond shapes that form a shallow point. Think about the bottom of a wine glass. That little cone shape uses less material than a flat bottom, right? The bees figured that out too, saving wax while making the base even stronger. It's just efficiency at every single turn. This design is so flawless, so perfect, that we humans have straight up copied it for some of our most cutting-edge technology. So this isn't just some neat trick of nature, it's literally a blueprint for the future. Okay, so remember the key principles. Maximum possible strength using the absolute minimum amount of material, that's nature's perfect design right there. Now, get ready to see where else this exact same design shows up. Boom, the James Webb Space Telescope. Look at that primary mirror. It's made of 18 hexagonal segments, all fitted together just like a honeycomb. And why did NASA engineers choose that shape? For the exact same reasons the bees do. It's the most efficient, stable, and lightweight way to build a giant surface with no gaps. So from a tiny beehive to the deepest reaches of outer space, the same perfect design holds true. It's unbelievable. This quote just sums it up so well. It really is as if these tiny little engineers have an innate, deep understanding of advanced mathematics and physics. Like they've already run all the calculations and just know which shape is the absolute best. But the bee's genius isn't just about building things. Let's pull back from the honeycomb itself and look at the society that built it. Because beyond the perfect geometry, there's another layer of order here that is just as complex and just as perfect. So you've got thousands of bees building this perfect structure. How do they do it without a leader or a blueprint? The answer is a wild concept called stigmergy. Basically, the work itself provides the instructions. One bee does a small job, which changes the environment just a tiny bit. That change is the signal for the next bee to come along and do the next logical step. It's this beautiful, self-organizing system that doesn't need a boss. And that social order is everywhere, right down to each individual bee's life. A worker bee actually has a career path. She starts her life as a nurse, taking care of the larvae. Then she graduates to being a builder, constructing the honeycomb. After that, she becomes a guard, defending the hive. And finally, in her last days, she becomes a forager, gathering food for the colony. Every single bee has a specific, progressing role to play. And if you think that's wild, the order goes even deeper, like down to their DNA. Check this out. If you trace back the family tree of a male bee, a drone, you find the famous Fibonacci sequence. He has one parent, a mother. He has 2 grandparents, 3 great-grandparents, 5 great-great-grandparents, 8 after that. That famous mathematical pattern is literally written into their genetic code. Okay, so let's just recap. We've got perfect geometry, a self-organizing society, and mathematical code embedded in their very being. So what does it all mean? Well, the source material we're looking at today takes all of this and poses one big, powerful question about the bee's ultimate purpose, and it does so from a theological perspective. So, the source material suggests that this incredible, complex system isn't just an accident of evolution. It points to a passage in the Quran, which says that the honeybee's every move is guided by divine revelation. From this viewpoint, every perfect 120-degree angle, every career change, every single flight is the result of a direct command from a higher power. And that idea naturally leads to this massive, profound question. If you can find this much breathtaking order, this much wisdom, and perfect mathematics all packed into a creature that weighs less than a paperclip, then what does that suggest about the order and wisdom woven into the fabric of the entire universe? And this brings us to the final thought-provoking question that the source material leaves us with. It draws a powerful contrast, asking us to think about the honeybee, which flawlessly follows the perfect system it's been given, and then to think about ourselves. Do we follow an ordered system from our creator, or do we get stuck in the flawed, imperfect systems that we build for ourselves? It's definitely something to chew on.